Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal. Today, let's take a look at some COVID-19 projections for all of India and several states with more than 10,000 active cases. I did a video on how I do these projections a few days ago, but then I don't know, for some reason I got a little berserk in that video and started yelling at people and so on. So my brother-in-law called me and said, "What's wrong with you? Has COVID-19 got you?" And so on. So I'm just going to redo the whole how I do the projection video in a little calmer sense. And then show you the projections for the states and all India as on 4th July 2020, except Tamil Nadu, which is as on 5th July 2020. Of course, I told my brother-in-law that I keep going berserk like this from time to time, and my subscribers are used to it and they kind of ignore me. All right, so I'm gonna get into full screen here, so you're not gonna see my stupid face anymore. So I think that's all right to get rid of it. Let's go to full screen here. So this is the evolution of the total active cases for all of India, and you can see the spurt in the growth, and this is in the log scale, and it's still not on anywhere close to kind of flattening, as they call it, in the log scale. So we'll have to do a projection to kind of see where it's going to go. And I want to again state a disclaimer that this is only for my emotional sanity, and I'm not claiming this is some great scientific work and this is an accurate prediction and so on. No, this is a very simplistic prediction. I just want to know what's happening. I mean, it's like you're sitting at home and the numbers are increasing every day. It's kind of very scary. So I need to have some kind of ballpark idea of what's going to happen in future and how it's going to pan out. And that's the only reason I'm going to do. So you must not take this too seriously, but kind of look at it as some kind of ballpark estimate, and that's all I want to claim. So what I do is I take this, I calculate the daily rate of compounding. So today, if they say the total number of active cases is some number, let's say 50,000, then I find out what was the initial number of active cases. Of course, for all India, this will be 1. That is, so the number of initial active cases will always be 1 typically, and I multiply that by 1 plus the daily rate of growth today. That's rate for the today's date, to the power of the time elapsed. That is the number of number of days that has elapsed from when the initial active cases was just 1 to the total active cases today. So that will give me a graph of if I do this for every day, that will give me a graph of rate for that day versus the day, and that's going to look like this. So that's the full daily compounding for India as on 4th July. And what I'm going to do is to focus on the, you can see the tail, you can see the slow fall there, right from it started increasing, and from like early April, it kind of, or maybe even somewhere around early April or late March, it started falling down, and that fall is what I'm going to focus on, and we're going to use that fall to do the projection. So I take this fall. So this is the fall from 1st of April, and I take the last 10 days alone. You can ask me why I'm not doing a longer projection. I mean, the data, that is, I'm just using the last 10 dates to project it forward. You can argue why I'm not doing for 20 days, 30 days, 10 days, 5 days. I don't know. I just took 10 days. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm not doing any great academic research here. So I just took something which seemed all right to me. I'm just going to do it. So what I've done here is I've done both sides projection. You can see here, I have done a forward projection from 5th July down to end of July into August, and I've also done a backward projection. And of course, the backward projection for the last 10 days data does not match with the actual data, and that's natural. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just projected it back into up to about 21st April, but that's just a projection. You don't need to worry too much about it. I mean, you can argue if I had taken a longer duration, like 30 days and so on, I might get better fit, but that's always going to happen. There's always going to be some kind of disparity. I'm not going to worry too much about it. That's last 10 days. So what I'm now going to do is, just like we took the total number of active cases and calculated the daily rate of compounding, I am going to take the forward projected daily rate of compounding and back calculate the futuristic total active cases expected as per my model of taking the last 10 days. And if you did that, that's what you get as of 4th July for India. The black line is the actual active cases. The projected active cases in the future is shown. Of course, the backward projection is also shown. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't want to worry too much into it. So it looks as if that if the last 10-day growth rate is I mean the fall in the growth rate, I should say, if the last 10-day fall in the growth rate is sustained into the future, then we're going to see a peak in the cases somewhere around early August. I mean, it says August 7th, but it doesn't, or August 5th or something. It's not exact. So it's like early August, or the whole message is that this trend of total active cases increasing across India is going to continue into July and at least into the first week of August. That's the message. I'm not saying that's the date, that's my prediction. You can't pin too much of, say that's when it's going to happen. 3.5 lakhs is kind of the ballpark estimate of when it will start falling down. But then we have to see every day it will change. Just like it's a weather prediction, right? I mean, today they will see a storm in the Bay of Bengal and say, as per today's data, it's expected to hit Tamil Nadu. After 2 days, they will say it's expected to hit Andhra Pradesh. After 2 days, they will say it's expected to hit West Bengal. Then it will go to, it will go all the way to Bangladesh and to Burma as well. So you don't know. That's it's an evolving thing, and you have to take it with a big pinch of salt. But at the same time, it will just tell you what to expect. That's all. So we're going to start looking at the states. Maharashtra is obviously number one. They have suffered the most, and they will be obviously the guys who are going to peak first and fall down. Hopefully that's going to happen by the end of July, and you can see that they are closest to that peak. And this is Tamil Nadu as on 5th July. Tamil Nadu is going to increase. I'm very curious to look at Chennai data. I don't know where to get the Chennai daily data. Otherwise, I'll have to get it myself manually from the website. If anybody knows where to get the daily Chennai data series, the full time series, then please let me know. So it's going to, again, Tamil Nadu is going to more or less follow the trend for all of India. And next is Delhi. Delhi seems to have kind of started falling down, but I'm not sure. I can't do this kind of any prediction because it's too volatile. They kind of discharged a huge number of people, like 7,000 people one day and so on. And then again, the numbers went up, the active cases went up. So it's very volatile, but Delhi is kind of, at least I can say it's beginning to saturate, or that seems to be the situation in Delhi. I can't do the prediction. I've done the prediction, but I don't think it's reliable at all with this kind of undulations in the data. So this is Gujarat. Clearly, they have not done enough testing. It fell down, and then the number of active cases moved up, and then it moved up again. Clearly, they have not done any testing. It's not very reliable if this is the kind of growth rate. But then you can see that they have not done enough testing, because it should have gone up if they have actually done expansive testing. But that's not the case, and they're increasing and then stopping and increasing, and that's what it looks like from the data. I don't know the actual numbers. And this is Uttar Pradesh. Again, Uttar Pradesh is a problem. There's a sharp spike in the last few days, and that projection is not too reliable. So again, it means that they've just started testing more. That's not a good sign. Telangana again is a big problem. Telangana has just started again testing. I think some people from Telangana told me there's a lot of problems in the administration and so on. I don't know how true that is. That may be an opinion, maybe a fact. I don't know anything about it. But it looks like they are not gonna. It's a very fluid situation, but it looks like it might increase a lot, and may not. We can't really do any kind of projections from now. Karnataka, I can't even do a projection because the rate of daily compounding is growing there. I mean, it means that if I do the projection of the active cases, it will just keep increasing. So I'm not going to plot that. So Karnataka, I think you have to be careful. Stay safe in Karnataka, because you're going to have some increase in numbers for a while now. This is West Bengal again, another problematic state. I think the number of cases fell down and then it started moving up. So clearly that's some problem. They're still some way away from anywhere near peaking, and again the projection is not quite reliable. Rajasthan again could be a problem. I'm not sure. They're either close to peaking, or they maybe there are some more. If they do some more tests, they can find some more active cases. I mean the new cases. So we don't know. It's a bit of a cat on the wall situation. Andhra Pradesh is oh my god, I don't know what to say about this. This is if it follows the reason why you see this in Andhra Pradesh is because this is the Andhra Pradesh daily rate of compounding. It's practically not falling down. It's a very very long tail distribution, and because of that, it looks as if the peak is going to be somewhere in October. That's not good news at all. The best news I've seen all day is Haryana is clearly falling. It's been falling for the last 10 days at least, and that's fantastic news. That just, I mean, to some extent, this model is at least half right, I would say. Again, you can see that the peak in the red line is because of the back projection, but you don't need to worry too much about it, because it's just the last 10-day data, and the last 10-day data has been on the downward trend, and that's great news for people in Haryana. I hope it stays. And you can see that daily rate of compounding in Haryana, you can see that it's clearly fallen down, but it has fallen down twice before. It could move up again, so that's a caveat. And this is Madhya Pradesh, again a problem. It looks as if they're spiking again. The number of cases increasing again, so we don't know when that's going to happen. So the projection, as on date, that's what it is, but we don't know. Let's see what happens. Bihar, I don't know what to say about Bihar. Bihar needs to test more, and they are a long way away as far as this model is concerned. This is the last state, Assam. This is the rate of daily compounding for Assam. It started growing for the last few days, so I've not done the projection, I think. So again, Assam is there to be careful there. It's increasing. So though that's the story for all the states with at least 10,000 active cases as on 4th July. Maharashtra is probably close to peaking. Tamil Nadu is on I mean, they're doing enough. They're doing good enough testing, I would say. Maybe not ideally as much as what the experts want, but they're doing well. They're doing okay. Other states, Haryana has done well. Some case states are cat on the wall, so we got to be careful. So it looks as if at least a month, at least a couple of months, and some states, if they start testing late, then they can upset the apple cart. So it's going to be a problem. Travel all across India is not going to be as free as we hope it would be in the next quarter, and so on. At least by the start of the next quarter, let's hope for most of these big states, big number states falling down, but let's hope there are no new hotspots created, and that's my fear. It looks like that could be a possibility. It looks like Karnataka could have some hotspots, Bihar, Telangana could have new hotspots, and that's going to be a problem. Let's see how this goes. Thanks. Bye-bye.